This basement was built by a novice DIYer, and each week you get to learn about the challenges he faced along the way.
Today, we're going to start working on planning out the walls. Really excited. And the main reason I'm excited is because I've been working on the subfloors for 2 weeks, and it looks great. Don't get me wrong. Loving the subfloor. But who really gives a shit about the subfloor? I mean, nobody's going around saying, oh, did you get the subfloor done yet? They want to know about the walls.
Framing walls is very exciting, but don't rush into it. There are a handful of super easy steps to marking down your walls. When we did them, we learned something that changed everything.
So another great thing about starting a new stage is that I got new toys. This is key. We're going to put a line down, and I'm going to point to a link of where I got this from. Nice, simple, easy. I have an inch gap, so I'm actually going to measure more than 4 inches off the line.
If you happen to be wondering why I left that 1-inch gap, or even why I'm laying on OSB, I suggest you check out my subfloor series episodes 2 through 4. They're a really great place to start if you're doing a subfloor.
I want the wood to be sitting here right on the subfloor. Mark that off of the wall, down at one end, and then down at the other end. And then you snap a line. Video I saw says is to measure the width of your 2x4, which really isn't a 2x4. This is 3 and 3.25. Damn. So they really count on that drywall. But anyway.
I'm chalking my lines by myself, but it is a little easier if you have someone hold the other end. It really takes very little time to complete either way. Marking down walls is so easy, you might be tempted to skip it. So keep in mind what you're really doing. You're finding the answers to 3 questions so you don't have problems later. Will the wall fit against your outer wall when it's upright and plumb? Will your corners be square? And finally, where will you attach the walls to the ceiling? I also want to share one quick related tip. Make sure you keep your subfloor tools nearby. You might come across a screw that needs to get tightened, or even one that's missing. As you move from one wall to the next, you need to make sure your corners are square. And to do that, you need to use the Pythagorean theorem, which is the only bit of geometry I kind of remember. You might just know it as the 3-4-5 method, and I've included a link to a video that really does a great job explaining how to use it. Basically, if one measurement's a multiple of 3, the next is a multiple of 4, and the distance between them is a multiple of 5, then your angle is square.
So what our problem is, it became apparent that the wall isn't straight because I did a 3-4-5, but I did 9, 12, and 15, and I needed to shift in. But the wall is so long, it's hard to apply the shift for the whole wall. So we were able to snap a line to the point, 12 feet down. Now I got to do the remainder. And so that's the bitch that we're dealing with right now.
The first time I rewatched what I just said, I had no idea what I was talking about. So let me rephrase for you. Basically, I did the 3-4-5 method, and my 20-foot long wall is not square. That means that if I build a square wall in front of it, it will really stick out. What I ended up having to do was make each corner a little off square. That way the gap between my wall and the concrete won't get too huge, and hopefully no one will notice the difference. The only problem with my approach is if I wanted to put a bookcase or something square in the corner. Putting a square object in a non-square corner, well, that's going to leave a gap.
And then you take a 2x4, I don't know if you can see, but I brought one of the 2x4s that I've been using, and you just make sure that it fits because as we've established, this wall is not straight.
What you're trying to prevent is having any part of your wood walls touch your concrete foundation. That's just an invitation for future mold. Or if you put panels of foam insulation on the wall, you want to make sure you still have room to stand your wall upright and perfectly plumb. So don't be lazy. It'll only take a couple minutes. Do this step.
The third toy I got was this post and pipe level thing, and it just basically has a bunch of the bubble levels. Might be a complete waste of money.
Yeah, it was a complete waste of money. It might be good if I ever put a fence post in though. Otherwise, a level is all you need.
The other toy during this stage is laser level. This is as cheap a version as I could get from Amazon that has the features I want.
I think I'm going to start including links to the tools that I used in the video description. All the cool kids are doing it, and I think it'd be good to know exactly what a novice needs to get the job done. So take a look if you're interested.
What I'm going to do is once I have the chalk line here, and I like the chalk line, then I line this up, and it gives me the line that I need to snap on the ceiling to make sure the walls are straight. I first got this tip from a home renovation guy, and then later the basement renovation guy also says that these are really good. So this is the laser. I've shown you bits of it before, but basically I'll put it down. Okay, so that's now lined up. Now, so the question is, do I freehand this? It's really actually hard to see, even with the green there, because it's right on the green line, so it's kind of like, where the hell am I drawing? I was debating about whether I needed a ruler for this. If I had like just a normal 12-inch ruler handy, I'd probably use that, just save a little bit of time. If you have two people, what the one basement guy did is draw another chalk line here.
For the record, I wouldn't recommend that, but what the hell do I know?
I'm going to use hand drawing. This is basically the process. Yeah, definitely going to use a ruler next time because it looks straight, but you know, it's still me drawing this stuff.
So really that's all it takes to mark down an outside wall, but to do an interior wall, you need to add an extra step. Let me take you through that.
Basically, where I'm sitting is going to be an extension of the bar area, which is over here. Right around there is going to be a wall that's going to come up and separate this from our son's game area, just so that it kind of creates some separation. The tricky part is there's no real wall over there to measure from to figure stuff out. We have to start on this side. So that's basically the wall. I'm going to do 7.5 feet and mark it on the blue line. Then what I got to do is get a straight line up away from that line. So I have a couple squares here. I have my T-square and I have a little square. I forget, there's a special name for it. No idea what it is, but I have that too. So I'm going to combine those, maybe use my laser, and then combine that with the 3, 4, 5 method, a squared, b squared, c squared, yada, yada, yada thing, to make sure that wall's square. Let's see how that works out. So 7, 6. Yeah, so that's where the study. Well, maybe I only did 6 feet. I did 6 feet. I only need to go out 8 feet here. Wow, pretty good. I feel good about it. That's pretty straight.
What you're seeing now is perhaps the most important reason to mark out your walls before you actually install them. It gives you a chance to kind of experience what the space will feel like. In this clip, what we're starting to realize is there are some problems with how the storage area is set up, which will eventually lead to that wall I just marked out never existing. So be sure to take the time now to do a little walkthrough. It's okay to make a change to the floor plan if you have to. You could find our new floor plan in the video description.
To my left, there's 53 top and bottom plates. These are 12 foot long, mostly for 2x4s, some 2x6s, because I'm going to do some 2x6 walls. To my right is 96 studs. And behind me are another 180 studs. These all came down from our garage to the basement today. Keep that in mind when you are redoing anything, that you got to get the shit down there. We have Bilco doors, and the 12 foots were able to go down. I wouldn't go any longer than 12 feet. I am hot and sweaty and thirsty, and I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. This is insane.